Yeah, Tuesday night lights low, sparks fly. War report after dark, better fall in line. From WWE to TNA, AU to Spark. Vince the Prince from the Northeast set it off in the dark. OG Steve led the charge. Cat Al, Eric us, 9 p.m. Eastern. Acknowledge the ring, acknowledge us.
Ready.
Welcome everybody to a new year of the War Report After Dark. We got a lot to break down as usual. We got a new theme for the new year. How's everybody doing? Vince, what's going on with you?
Not much. Well, we got some video production going on now.
A little video action, a new theme song. How about them apples?
I didn't see anything, but I'm sure it was awesome.
You didn't see or hear anything?
No.
I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with your shit.
We gotta get him a new phone.
Yeah, we gotta do something for Al.
Sell a couple new cars, get you an iPad or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we have a new song. Although Al heard the song prior. He was the only one.
Right. The background's not up. You gotta put the background back.
That was just an intro video.
No, I'm saying our actual background is gone right now. I don't know
you're
why.
right. I don't know
There
why.
we go.
There you go. I don't
There
know.
it is.
I must have hit the button. But anyway, so a new year. We got a lot to cover. I thank you very much for holding down the last last week really. Damn car business, I couldn't get out.
Yeah.
But I like how you guys thought of me as what would Steve do. I did go back and listen to the show. And as usual, I would start with SmackDown, but this week I really got to start with Raw. And I want to say this, and then I want to hear what everyone else's take is. So I have a few things. And we also have a slew of comments already that I want to get to. But first and foremost, I'm not a Stranger Things guy. Never seen the show, so I'm not a fan. So I thought that was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen, number one.
Agreed.
I didn't like the Stranger Things theme song. I didn't like the whole chapter 1, chapter 2. Like, to me, the whole thing was just fucking stupid. I think it looked cool, but that's as much as I'll give it. That's number one. Number two, the build-up to this Raw, to me, was built like a PLE. Like, I couldn't wait to put on Raw to see what was going to happen. We had rumors that Jericho was going to debut. We had these big-time matches with titles on the line and this and that. And to be honest, to me, it just felt like a regular Raw. Like, it was a good Raw, don't get me wrong. And there were some things I did not like, of course, and we'll get into that too. But there were things I did like. But it was disappointing. And I got to also say, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, and maybe it's just the way it didn't come across on TV, but for a New York crowd, especially Brooklyn, I thought the crowd sucked. I mean, with the exception of CM Punk, to me, the crowd was sleeping. So I didn't like that. I didn't like we didn't get Jericho. We didn't get AJ Lee. We didn't get Brock Lesnar. Like, there's so many big surprises we could have had. And then you had the signing of Javon Evans during commercial. So I found out about that on fucking TikTok. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I to me, it was very lackluster. It was a good Raw, but nothing special. Now, I know that some of you are Stranger Things fans. So did it make a difference for you? Because to me, the whole thing seems stupid.
As a big diehard Stranger Things fan, it did not deliver. You're absolutely correct. Like, the beginning with, like, Surfer Boy Pizza, with the radio station truck, like, Corey Graves coming out with a Hellfire Club shirt was probably the coolest part of the entire show for anyone that is a Stranger Things fan. The chapters, I understood where they were going with it and the whole upside down sequence when they started the show. But it was basically, it would have been better, I think, if they tried to do it last week before the finale on New Year's Eve of the show, as opposed to after the show, because there was no Stranger Things characters. It did not deliver on a Stranger Things aspect at all.
Vince,
Yeah,
what about you?
So I'm only familiar with Stranger Things through like one of my roommates watched the first season, and then I just kind of like know people that watch it. But I'm aware of like the memes and just like the stuff that's significant from the show, the Eggo waffles, the Scoops Ahoy ice cream, all that stuff. I actually I have an arcade thing, like a carved wood sign that says arcade, and it's the Stranger Things arcade, but I just liked it because it's 80s themed.
Right.
But yeah, like the set was all like the chapter things I liked because then each chapter had something to do with one of the characters. That's cool.
Correct.
The set was okay. I would have liked it more if like I don't know, like some of the Demogorgon, like the monsters moved, or like something like the van lights flashed on and off, or like if they had the Christmas lights with the letters on the wall from the show and the Christmas light. They needed more theming, and I'm just glad they didn't do like they did with Mountain Dew Pitch Black or like AEW did with Texas Chainsaw Massacre and have a goofy fucking match for it. Like, but I would have liked more integration. First of all, where was the cast of the show? At least one or two of them should have been there. Or they could have done an intro. Like the kids, they were all filming this last season. They knew the sponsorship was going to happen. They have the kids sit in front of a TV and watch WrestleMania 1 and just be like, oh my God, I love wrestling, blah, blah, blah. And then the TV starts blinking and you go into Raw. Like, I don't know. They could have had more Stranger Things stuff. I think if you're going to, regardless if you're a fan or not, if you're going to go and have a theme, go all the way with a theme.
Right. Like
otherwise, don't fucking do it.
Rhea's outfit was clearly like an homage to Vecna. I know you don't know who that is, Steve, so I apologize.
Not a clue.
And and Asuka was definitely, her makeup was the Mind Flayer, exactly. There were little things like Bailey had a Stranger Things t-shirt on, like I said. Corey Graves with the Hellfire Club was like an homage to the D&D Hellfire Club. There were things that were there, but it should have been a lot more for how they were trying to set it up. It didn't. It could have been like you said.
They should have taken it and made it a retro. Remember when they used to do retro Raws and they put the old WWF logo and the red, white, and blue ropes? Maybe do that and be like, oh, we're getting teleported back to Hawkins, Indiana, 1985, and then you should like it's all old school
like
graphics.
A Saturday Night's Main Event or something. You're absolutely right. That actually probably would have been cooler if they did it on the Saturday Night's Main Event when everything is so retro.
Yeah, that might have been better. But you know, Netflix, it's Saturday Night's Main Event was Peacock and Raw is Netflix, but yeah, there could have been more. I think some of the stuff they did was cool, but I think if they were really going to go for a theme, just do it. Otherwise, just say the show was sponsored by Stranger Things and move on. Don't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, and the one title belt that the girl was with at ringside, it was like, okay, yeah, it looks like the Upside Down. Big deal.
Oh, and all the shirts. So there's a line of T-shirts on WWE Shop that's everybody's logo flipped up. So there's an upside down yeet. There's an upside down, whatever the hell, all kinds of stuff.
The Uso one is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, but it did not. If you were as a Stranger Things fan, AEW did more when Stingray was there for Cobra Kai, with when they had Sensei Kreese and everything. AEW did a way more Cobra Kai homage with Cobra Kai related stuff than what WWE did.
Yeah, like Paul Walter Hauser wrestled and all that. Yeah.
And I was very looking forward to it being like a Stranger Things W. Like I was pumped for it all damn day. And then I was like, this is what we got.
And they also like, and I understand that they're on SmackDown, but where's the Wyatt Six? You have these spooky supernatural characters. Or did Alexa's on SmackDown too? All the people that you would think are either dead or on the other show. So like that. Or retired because the Undertaker done so. But anyway, that's
the whole thing just was stupid. Al, what did you think?
I'm gonna blame my theory and everything I feel on Jericho.
Dude, that's what it was.
I was expecting him to be there, and him not being there, the show for me sucked.
I think that was a lot of the crowd.
I think they were upset about
They were
that.
chanting for Y2J before they went on the air. They started chanting during the Maxine Becky Lynch match, Jericho. Throughout the whole night.
Countdown clock. They had a freaking clock counting down before the show started. So you were like,
I think at this point, you wait till the Rumble.
Rumble. It has to be the
I mean,
Rumble.
now it's got to be the Rumble. Before we get too much more into it, let's catch up on some of the comments. We got David Roska. What's up, guys? Happy New Year. Same to you.
Happy New Year.
Jassim, yeet. I feel sorry for the fans because you got everybody shot in Chris Jericho and you don't have a return tonight. Unacceptable. I hear you. I was disappointed about it myself, but at the end of the day, I'm excited to see the roof fly off when he shows up for the Rumble. And I can't see that not happening.
How
Jassim,
upset would you be if it doesn't happen?
it could ruin it for me. To be honest with you.
Wrestling, the whole wrestling experience?
No, the Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
Jassim, I just feel like Monday Night Raw was a money grab. I mean, every Monday Night Raw is a money grab.
Night Raw, brother.
David Roscoe, Gunther's better than Triple H. Okay, don't really get that comment, but okay. It's all about the LA. Okay, I'm not talking football. This is wrestling. David Roscoe hasn't watched it yet. Braun Breaker should have won the World Heavyweight Championship. We'll get into that.
Yep.
Tarazon, she doesn't know Stranger Things either. Jassim, why would they sign Javon Evans with an old Raw logo and they did it on the brick? I mean, I don't.
Yeah. So
I agree. They shouldn't have done that during the fucking break.
Yeah. I think they used an old clip. Remember them? They used to like have a clipboard for contract signings. I think they just used one with the old Raw logo on the back of it.
Sorry, Steve.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Autumn's banned. I think she's now suspended for at least a month. At least a month.
She's been on Facebook and on the
This
show.
is why I
think
don't
so.
give her the StreamYard and let her go log in herself. You're welcome.
No, you can't give her the link.
If we're all lucky, she never returns. Anyway, so
No, not you.
no, Zoe Stark.
Look at the look on her face.
They should have came out
Fair
the
enough.
upside down and screwed Becky Lynch over some Maxine 1. I freaking hate Becky Lynch so much.
Oh my god.
She is not the GOAT. AJ Lee's the GOAT.
Well, that's not
alright.
wrong.
I mean, listen, as much as I would have liked to see AJ Lee, this is the best Becky Lynch we have ever had. And I am loving
Correct.
everything about Becky Lynch. I mean, even the stuff she's doing off on social media, everything else.
Oh my god, her
Her
tweets last night
feud
were
with the
fabulous.
people on Busted Open Radio. I mean, she's all over. I mean, her comments are she is absolute gold. So let's kind of dive into Raw. All right. So Raw opens perfectly. You got the women's tag match. Great way to start. You got Rhea and Io versus Asuka and Kairi Sane for the women's tag titles. Ultimately, you get Rio, who wins the women's tag. I mean, Magoo could have seen that coming, right? I mean, that was the right move. And now you can have that match with Charlotte and Alexa. I'm sure Io and Asuka, or Kairi and Asuka are going to want a rematch. Maybe you do a triple threat tag, or throw another team in there, make it a 4. Throw Nia and the Bougie, whatever. Throw them all in there.
The bougie, that's about right.
But there's
Is Lash Legend hurt? I feel like she got hurt on the holiday tour.
already.
Yes, she did.
She did.
That's not a good start.
Mia Yim, Machine got hurt, and then Lash Legend replaced her, and then she got hurt. And I think they
Yep.
both had shoulder injuries.
Yep.
Correct.
That's interesting.
Oh, good. So get called up and become injury prone. That's a good way to start your career on the main roster.
Hey,
for
be
once it wasn't
nice.
Nia.
Be nice.
This is me being nice.
That is you. Oh shit, you're an asshole.
I know. It's great
I
to be an
know.
asshole.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am.
I missed you, Steve, last week.
Thank you. I missed you all too. Trust me, I would have much rather been on the show. So
I
you
behaved.
you did, and you had my back on the Maxine thing. So, hence
right.
missed
Now,
job
thank
security.
God, Jesus Christ, I can't wait till we get to that.
Oh, we going to get to that. So, but again, you had a great. That match was a great way to start. It was a great match all around,
100%.
and it was a great finish. I'm gonna kind of jump around a little, but Gunther comes out, cuts
Yeah.
another promo, gets interrupted by AJ Styles. So I guess we're gonna do this now. AJ bitch slaps the taste off of Gunther's face, and Gunther does nothing.
Yeah, what?
And I don't know how I feel about this. Like, he's got the most heat in the business right now, and he gets bitch slapped and does nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Like, he should have done the heel move and, like, laughed in his face and, like, walked out and said, not now, or attacked him. Instead, you shove your forehead into his and then do nothing. And then you go backstage and you start whining to Pierce about wanting a match, and then AJ interrupts and says, you're going to get your match. I don't know. The whole thing just seemed weird to me. Like, it's taking away some of that real ultra heat from Gunther.
It's like they don't know what to do with him sometimes.
Well, yeah.
That's fair too.
And I mean, now it's kind of tough because he's at this he's at like Brock Lesnar status. You know what I mean? In terms of like unbeatable monsters who somehow lost to Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, but then beat John Cena. So explain that. But anyway, I still, the Sami one I can get over because it was Philly. It was like a Rocky moment. His little wife.
And it was the Intercontinental title. It wasn't the world.
It was the
title.
IC title. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But tapping out to Jey Uso. If they knew that Gunther was going to retire John Cena, he shouldn't have tapped out to Jey Uso. That's
100%.
fucking crazy. And second, the thing, and I wanted to, you know, when Steve gets back, I wanted to get his take on this because I mentioned it last week. Is that usually when a heel gets heat, there's like there's a little bit of truth, and most of it's a lie.
I am so glad you brought that back up because
I feel like the crowd is kind of like, yeah, you're right. He did tap out like a bit. Like he shows the shirt and they're like, you kind of got a point, dude. Like if he choked him out,
you were 100% on the money with that statement from last week. And I remember hearing it and being like, it's so spot on. And it reminded me a lot of Becky Lynch. She is the prime example of what you were saying. Like there's some truth to what she says, but most of it is embellished. It's stretched. It's outlandish. It's, you know, so I automatically right away thought of Becky. Yeah. Almost like Gunther needs to be more like Becky in that way. You know what I mean? Because you're right. There is nothing that he's saying that isn't 100% accurate. Right. Even the shirt that's supposed to piss everyone off is accurate.
Right.
Yeah, I think he should, you know, he needs to exaggerate it a little bit. He needs to. This all comes back to John Cena wanting to do the right thing for the business and tap out and put over Gunther. Listen, Gunther winning was the right call. We've debated it. Everybody's debated on the internet for a fucking month. He probably should have just passed out because then Gunther. I was thinking about this. If he choked out John Cena and he passed out, and then Gunther picked up John's hand and made him tap after he was passed out. And then he goes, I made your hero tap out. And you're like, you're a liar. He didn't tap out. He didn't give up. And I made him give up. But now he's saying I made the guy give up. And you're like, he's fucking got a point. Like he needs to do something more with it. Like now that we've established this, it can't just be 8 weeks of coming out, smiling at the crowd, showing your t-shirt and fucking leaving. We can't. You just gave this guy the golden push. You gave him you gave him this gift, and for 3 weeks, all he's done is come out, shit-eating grin, show off the t-shirt, and leave. We need the next step here,
but then again, he gets slapped in the face by AJ Styles and he does nothing.
Exactly. What the fuck is that? He should have choked AJ out or attacked him and had the refs break it up. Something. Like, you don't just stand there and take a slap.
At the end of the day, the main thing for Gunther is he cannot lose any match anytime soon.
He's got to be hit with a friggin' bus.
And still win somehow. Yeah. Like that's just, you know what I mean? Like he has to go on like a year long streak
on him to do that, or you keep him strapless?
I mean,
don't forget
the only strap I could see him being given is the world title, but then who do you take it off of?
Right.
So I don't know that that's the answer yet either. I think they have to build to that.
Don't forget, Vince is kind of saying, like, Sami Zayn took him out or whatever, Jey Uso took him out, but we don't talk about it as much because the fact that there was a cash in. But CM Punk took the title off of him in this time also as well before
That's
the Seth
true.
Rollins match. So we're talking about the greatest heel presence and everything that is like Drago, but he's been beat by Sammy, Jay, and Punk. And Cody too in there sometimes too. You're right, Alex.
But I almost feel like him taking down Cena reset the clock.
I was thinking that too. It should be. It
did,
should
but
be a
they're
reset.
not capitalizing on it right.
Well, it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a match yet, so you can't really say that.
Oh,
I mean,
he wrestled,
the only thing
Archer.
that they have fucked up so far is this whole sequence on
But
Raw.
You actually can when you do with those types of things like that, when it's like the holy shit moment or something like that, because Brock Lesnar got booed out of the arena the next night he showed up after he beat the streak. If it was done properly, the heat would have been all over Gunther.
Gunther got booed out of the building the next night after taking out Cena.
Nobody cares this week, though. That's what I'm talking about, because they're not
it's
capitalizing on him being that person.
I mean, the heat was there when his music hit. It
Yeah, but
faded
New York-
after he got
New
bitch
York
slapped and
crowd
punked
didn't
out
want
by
it.
AJ. But
The New York crowd
that can
didn't
be
want
recovered.
him alive last night.
Yeah, but
That's-
the New York crowd sucked last night. I mean,
That's
let's
fair.
be fair. For a New York crowd, they were horrible.
They were in the upside down.
And I've never said that about a New York crowd.
No, they're usually really no matter where. in
They're
New York,
rowdy as fuck.
wherever. Yeah.
I mean, they compare New York to Chicago, to Boston, to Philly, and
Yeah,
I mean,
that crowd was
it
most
was
awake during-
embarrassing.
Yeah, the crowd is most awake during like with the fucking Usos in the crowd. Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about that for a
So
second.
let's talk about the
What was up with that?
You know,
I have no idea what the hell that was.
I'll tell you exactly what that was. That was
Good weed.
just to get the crowd woken up and pumped up and have a yeet fest with the Usos. There is something about them coming back out together as a team, as champions. They cut a horrible promo. Not that their promos were ever that great. This wasn't the best promo they've ever had, but I'll tell you what. Imagine the setting in Barclay. The Yeet show is coming down. They cut the promo. They say their shit. You know, basically, you want some, come get some. We're the best tag team in the world. Blah, 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 blah. And then you hear the Hardys music.
Yeah.
The fucking roof would have flown off the place.
Yep.
And all the Hardys would have had to do is come out and say, see you sometime down the road.
Yeah.
Because
Believe
Matt
in it,
Hardy's
it'll be
already
fine.
planted the scene that they want a Mania match with the Usos. We talked about this.
Yes.
How great it would be to have Penta and his brother and have
Phoenix.
Right, Gary
Phoenix and
Phoenix.
have the Usos and the Hardys, and I mean, you could throw any other team in there. It would be fucking gold. Have a WrestleMania ladder match. I think that would be awesome. That would have been the best way to just plant that seed on TV. You have the relationship with TNA, so you could have done it. For whatever reason, another missed opportunity on this Raw.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Last year's the first Raw, we had The Undertaker. We had a whole bunch of celebrity spots wrestlers come in and everything because it was the first time on Netflix. If you're gonna make it the anniversary kickoff show for the new year, it did miss 100%.
I will say this too. So Tara makes a comment. I don't like that they're still using Jay's theme. Let me tell you something. You are so far in the minority with that comment because all you have to do is watch Raw. You see that fucking crowd and the way they got the biggest reaction of the entire night. Bigger than CM Punk, bigger than anything. So how can you sit there and say you don't want that to be the music? That is the music.
I understand her gripe, and I kind of I'm one of those guys that if it's a team, they should have team music. If they're individual guys, the individual guys have individual music. The compromise would be to
They
take,
just say Usos. They don't specifically say Jay's name in the theme.
It doesn't say
That's true.
Yeah, it just says it's just me, Oos. It's just because he's rapping it doesn't mean that it can't be the both of them.
So my compromise would be as if they remixed the song and did so. They took Day One Ish and remixed it to include Jay's. So it's like down with day one yeet, and then it's yeet it mixed in with like, so it's still the tag team, but then the yeet is mixed in. I don't know. I hear it in my head and I feel like it could work.
I don't know. I have absolutely no problem with
That's
it.
probably the number one song, though, in regards to wrestling right now in the WWE, though. So do you really?
You're
take
fucking
that
hearing
risk?
it in the NBA. They're playing it.
Exactly.
And you got the
Do
whole
you
crowd
really
eating, like,
Yeah.
you know.
This is like
So
the Daniel Bryan yes movement going
Right.
on right now. So
That's
if you
a
take
perfect
that
comparison.
out, you're making a huge risk on the movement that it's making. Like the
Yeah.
Yeet movement is this group's yes movement.
That is probably the perfect comparison. Jassim, I like Jey Uso gimmick, but he needs to drop it if he wants to be a tag team again. I'm just not feeling it for him anymore, coming out every night with the same gimmick. It's boring, for God's sake. I just disagree. I don't find it boring.
Yeah.
I look forward to it every week. I really do. And I
agree.
like how they shut it down and then they do the rewind and they do it again. I like when they do it with the kids in the crowd. It's an experience.
Yeah,
These
they-
kids now want to go to a live show to be a part of the Yeet Fest.
Yep.
So
Parents
I
are
see
paying
absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Parents are paying extra for that role to be part of the Yeet Fest.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So I see absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Go ahead.
One word.
One word. And whoever said Jason gimmick sucks, they're a coward.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like your style, Pimp. Don't ever change.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Tara, I don't like the way they say it's just me because the team is back together, but I love the song. I don't know. I feel like
But
that's
who's
just
me?
nitpicking.
I mean,
But
it could be me.
back in
Right. It could be
back
They're
in
either
twins.
of
They're unified. It's
Right.
okay.
They're the same fucking person.
Exactly.
I mean,
Well, they both didn't
Vince
father
is right,
Naomi's
right? They could remix it. They could remix it to "It's Just Us, Oos." Day one.
I don't
it's
think it would
just
sound the
us,
same.
Oos.
I don't know. I'd have to hear it. I'd have to hear
Yeah.
it.
I wouldn't touch it either. I agree with that 100%.
All right, so let's get to the next match. Becky Lynch, Maxine Dupree,
Bye,
and
Al.
probably one of the worst matches of the night. And that's
No,
coming from the
really?
guy, and that's
No,
coming
she was
from the guy.
improving so much. She was improving.
Hey,
He was
listen,
doing so great.
I stick by my story. I think she is improving.
Oh yeah,
I don't think that this past Monday's matchup showed it, but the previous weeks did.
Also, when she has
a lot
to
of
step
pressure.
up, when she has to really step up to the challenge, she can't quite cut it.
I mean, listen, was the match terrible? No.
No.
I did like the finish.
Yep.
I like how Becky probably didn't even need to cheat to win, but she did anyway because she's Becky Lynch.
Right.
So I like that added. There were some missed spots for sure in that match on Maxine's part. From what I understand, they took the belt off Maxine because she's now going to be off TV. She's going on her honeymoon. Congratulations, by the way, on her marriage. She married the LFG guy.
Yeah, that's the reason they took it off of her.
That's why they took it off of her.
Yeah,
but
sure.
at the same time, then why put it on her? Why go through all this? I like Becky as the chaser. I like when Becky chases the title. We'll have to see now that she has the belt how that's going to be. But why take it off of her in the first place then?
Because that was when Seth was originally injured, right around the exact same time. So she was coming in, that's why she was doing all the tweets about I'm meeting with my lawyers, I'm doing everything. I'm not coming back on Raw till I get my belt back. She was with Seth. So
that
it
makes
made
sense.
for a little fun story. But if you took the risk of putting it on someone else that belonged being at the caliber of Becky Lynch, then who are you going to make be the one to drop? That takes away from it. So it was the smart move to make it be this little championship reign for her. I will agree 1,000,000%. Wasn't her best work, but I've seen a lot worse from a lot of other female wrestlers.
She has definitely come a long way.
Correct.
Dave Abbey, they're setting up Becky AJ for Mania. I'm down for that as long as AJ's going to be around. I would hope to think that AJ wins the belt at that point. My only thing is they could have planted that seed already. They could have had her come back last night. This was supposed to be a big Raw. Like I don't know. They missed opportunities to me.
I
They
agree.
missed Jericho. We will all be talking different about all these matches if Jericho was there. I'm telling you.
You wouldn't give a
Besides-
shit
Wouldn't
if
have
besides
been
how
talking
bad
about the
Max.
matches if Jericho was there.
Yeah, yeah. Very
Nobody
true.
would even remember that Maxine wrestled if Chris Jericho came out. You know what I mean?
Steve
It's-
would have. Steve would have remembered.
Go fuck yourself. Not over Jericho.
Just saying. As your favorite women's wrestler in 2025.
I
Don't say it isn't.
Oh, it is definitely not. Becky
Unless
Lynch
you're
is
her
definitely
came back in
Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is my number one for 25, hands
saying,
down. This is
Alexa
the
Bliss
best
came
Becky
back.
Lynch we've ever had. Maxine Dupree has just elevated her over the likes of Zoe Starks. You know,
Correct.
she's climbing where Zoe Starks just keeps going down towards the shitter. No pun intended. Shit, Zoe Starks. You know.
Same as Nikki Bella, so I agree with that.
You know, I listen. I think Nikki Bella has lost a lot of steps since coming back, but she was not terrible in that triple threat with Rodriguez and Vaquer.
Not at all. I would. Nope. I won't
She
disagree
actually
with
was
that.
not bad. She had some great spots in that match.
Steven.
It was probably the best she's looked since she's returned.
I would agree with that.
That's not saying much, but
Correct.
you know, I think if you put her in a situation where there's 3 or 4, I think it's better than one-on-one and having the spotlight on her. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
What did you want to run your mouth about now, Al?
Question.
Yeah.
Question. Wait, so Maxime Dupree's a better wrestler than Shitstain?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you heard me.
I think anyone's better than Shitstain.
No.
Didn't we
This
cover
is a
this last
serious.
week?
This is a serious, non-biased question, and I need you to please just unbias yourself.
This
So
feels like a
let's-
setup.
This is a setup. This
Oh,
is a setup.
100% a setup.
I mean, listen, I'd be a horrible wrestling fan if I was to sit here and say Maxine is a better wrestler than Zoe Starks.
Okay.
You know, I mean,
So why do you
if-
hate
if-
Zoe so much?
I can't stand her, and I can't tell you why. There is not one thing about her that doesn't irk me, and always has, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
That's the same thing I have for Nikki Bella, so I get it.
Dave Abbey, Maxine makes Zoe Starks look like a goat. I mean, he's
No,
not
I think she
wrong.
looks like, I don't know, is it a pug or a Shiba Inu? That's what Zoe Stark looks like to me. I can't.
So the
Sorry.
bug of the
You hear
Shibu
me?
Inu like that.
Can you hear me, Steve?
What?
Can you hear me?
No, what'd you say? Did
We can hear you right now. Say it now.
All right, good. Now, got me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My daughter was calling to say goodnight.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
So, yeah, all right, I won't beat a dead horse. I just wanted to make sure I acknowledge that conversation that she's not a better wrestler than Shitstain. Sorry. Continue.
Okay, but Vince, don't insult the Shibu Inus or the pugs like that either.
she has a face that only a mother could love. I will be gentle.
And that's assuming her
she's
mother
not the
loves that
prettiest
face
cookie
too.
in the pod.
I'm gonna go back and quote
Wait, I'm
something.
gonna
my
get
father
out. Get
used
me
to
back
say.
in, Steve, because I can't hear Steve and Kat. See you in a second.
I'm gonna go and quote something my father used to say about someone like that. If I had a face like that, I'd shave my ass and walk backwards.
Oh my god.
Love you, Dad.
That's fucking
The
funny.
lessons learned from your pops. That's
That's
great.
That is very
anytime my
funny.
dad saw somebody piss ass ugly, he'd be like, if I had a face like that, I'd shave my ass and walk backwards. Like, are you kind of animals? Yeah, he goes, great. Give the monkey his face back.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Good lord.
So we had we had an interview in the ring with Stephanie Vaquer, which is always tough because her
Yeah.
English isn't great. But she cuts her promo, and then we all notice that she's wearing an ankle brace or a cast, a soft,
yeah,
boot.
whatever
Yeah.
the fuck you call those things, which obviously is a work because they wouldn't have had done to her what was done to her if it was legit. but Raquel comes from behind and absolutely destroys her. And then proceeds to destroy her again backstage. It doesn't sound like this is a writing her off situation because there's no talks of her dropping the strap. So obviously this is story. That was some of the best work I've seen out of Raquel in a long time. I liked her as that monster, just off the hinges. So I'm excited to see now the one-on-one match. I assume Nikki Bella is not going to add herself back in at this point. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
I'm praying for that now, but that's okay. Yeah, no. See, I don't have a problem with Stephanie Vacchiera whenever she's talking because I understand her in Spanish before she starts. I have a hard time with the English more than the Spanish. So
I would much prefer, like with Asuka, just have her speak Spanish. If we need a guy like Alex Abrahantes from AEW to translate for her, I'm okay with that too. Like, if you have somebody who's a manager that's charismatic enough and understands Spanish and can translate it, then
see, but that was also a moment by the New York crowd because a lot of people that do speak Spanish, she was getting a lot of cheers for when she was speaking in Spanish because it was very well understood.
I was at Forbidden Door. What was it, last year or the year before, when Stephanie Vacchiera wrestled Mercedes Moné, and it was at Belmont. And instantly, Monet being from Boston and Stephanie Vacchiera being Hispanic, even though, Mercedes was like the Celtics coming in. So she got booed. And Stephanie was instantly super over with not just the Hispanics in the crowd, but especially with them. She was super over. That was the match that I think that got her noticed by WWE.
See, I think the only thing I would do differently with Stephanie is that if you're going to do these interviews, promos, all that kind of stuff with her, they should do it like they did with Shinsuke and do them as videos and just have the translation on the bottom. You know what I mean? That's a good
idea. Yeah.
That to me, I think, is the best way to do it. And nobody puts these video packages together better than WWE. So I would have liked to see something like that rather than her be in the middle of the ring. But nonetheless, she had to be in the middle of the ring for them to do ultimately what they wanted to do with Raquel. So we'll see where that goes. And then you had Liv Morgan back in the ring, defeating Lyra Valkyria. That didn't surprise me at all. It was a good match. It was probably one of the better matches of the night. I like the dynamic with Roxanne and Bayley, and Bayley getting thrown over the ring announcer side, and then kind of psychoing out and grabbing the chair and chasing her back, and Liv capitalizes on that distraction. It's great to see Liv back, so I was good with that. And then that brings us to the much anticipated main event of Bron Breakker and CM Punk. First of all, I don't know why anybody is surprised by the finish. I have been saying it for weeks. CM Punk was not losing this match.
It was the I'm more surprised by the finish, not by Punk winning. It was the way he won. We'll get to that, though.
We'll get to that.
Beginning of the match.
I mean, I will say I enjoyed the match. I thought it did everything it needed to. I still think, from what I said weeks and weeks ago, Bron Breakker was not beating CM Punk, but I think Bron Breakker's winning your Royal Rumble. And I could see them having their rematch at WrestleMania. Yeah. And that's when Braun wins the belt.
For sure.
But right now, Punk rides this wave till Mania. That, I have no doubt in my mind. The matchup itself, I thought, was great. I liked the interference of Vision. I liked how Heyman got knocked out. I loved Breakker's spot from the apron or I'm sorry, he went up to the top rope and did his elbow, flying elbow, and puts Punk through the table. I liked all the spots. I like how Punk kicked out of the spear. I like how Braun kicked out of the GTS a few times. I enjoyed the back and forth. I thought the match was decent. I really did. I thought it did everything that it needed to for Braun Breaker. CM Punk's job now is to get Braun over as much as possible without losing. And I think he did that. Braun Breaker looked like $1 million last night. So I thought it was great. What didn't you like about the finish?
I didn't like that he ran into the ring and just caught a knee to the face. Like it just seems like Punk's matches in this run are Punk gets his ass whooped for a while, and then the person makes one mistake, and then he hits the GTS, and the match is over. And it's just like, that's fine. I understand he's approaching 72 years old.
But there were multiple GTSs, multiple submissions. Like, this wasn't like one knee to the face, a GTS, and it was over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was just,
and it was the momentum. It was the momentum of the spear that he was getting ready for, right. And you know what I mean. So that's why, to me, it didn't suck for me.
It just seemed to. I was like, oh, like when it ended, I was like, oh, well, I mean, that's what I thought was going to happen, but that happened kind of.
It looked weird because for about the 2 minutes before that happened was the spot that you're talking about when he was doing the outside stuff and everything, where he put Punk through the table.
Yeah,
and
Punk got up from a table spot.
Yeah, like Punk looked like he was half dead, like he had a concussion, like he was ready to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then just out of nowhere, this knee and this GTS comes out and it's over. It was like, okay, you were,
because he's a veteran. He knows
I get
what's
that
coming.
part.
You know what I mean? But that's
no. Trust me. I'm still on the CM Punk bandwagon. I am not one of the people that does not like CM Punk or anything like that. I'm agreeing with how it looked from the perspective, like, of what Vince is saying. Outcome and the way it was done, I agree. It just looked like a very weird finish because Punk looked like he was in another dimension. He looked like he was asleep.
Well, but he did a good job selling. I mean, that's, you know, and I want to give a big shout out. I want to give a big shout out to the commentary team, because that almost career-ending botch of the Frankensteiner out of the corner, where Braun landed on the back of his neck, which could have been catastrophic. The way the commentary team played it off made you really question whether or not it was a botch, or the problem is when you go back and watch it, Punk never holds on to the top. When the whole thing was, Punk held on.
Correct.
Punk fucked up. I mean, that was a total Punk botch. But they recovered nicely with the commentary team. They reset. He got the Frankensteiner on the second time, and it was smooth as pie. So, you know, shit happens. But I thought overall, commentary really did a good job of making it seem like it was a reversal from Punk rather than
dude, the one thing, the one thing that the main criticism of this match is the thing that ended up sending Punk into concussion protocol is understanding your own physical limitations at 47. I'll be realistic now. I'm not going to joke. At 47 years old, you realize what your physical limitations are. And the physical limitation is you can't do a suicide dive to the outside of the ring anymore. He just doesn't have the hops.
Is that where the concussion happened?
Yeah, because I watched that video a couple times when he jumped and he didn't clear
oh my God, that scared the shit out of me.
Ropes. Braun wasn't in the right spot to catch him. His head bounced off and it's padded, but I mean it's your head hitting the ground still. So like there was like a thump. You know what I mean? You could see it dribble almost, like it was like a boom, like that.
Yeah. And that, like I said, that was 5 minutes before the end of the match where we have this knee GTS. That's where, I mean, sequence of events, why it just did not look right.
And it does.
I don't know if that was supposed to be the original finish of that match.
But I get what Steve is saying about, like, he's the veteran. He knew the spear was coming because he ran the ropes twice and he got the knee up and it was like a desperation knee and then he hit the GTS, but it seemed like he should have been more worn out to where like he hit the knee and then hit the GTS and pinned him all kind of very quickly. Like he should have hit the knee and then he should have fallen down from exhaustion and then Braun should have fallen down from being knocked out. They do the 10 count thing. They both get back up. He, Punk manages to get him up at a GTS and pin him that way. So it's just a little tweak, but would have made that seem less sudden. I get what they were going for.
Something went wrong in that last couple of minutes.
I think they probably had to speed it up because he hurt himself.
It's not the fact of how
that's possible too.
I think there was probably another 5 minutes left in that match.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta
it's
go
not
home.
the outcome. It's just exactly. It's not the actual outcome of the match. It was just how it looked because it just did not look right. I agree 100%.
I don't know. It didn't look wrong to me.
It looked fine. It was just like it seemed sudden. But long story short, now apparently CM Punk is in concussion protocol, so hopefully that's serious stuff. Joking aside about AARP cards and stuff. It's he's a real dude and he hit his head and I'm just
glad that WWE takes it seriously. You know what I mean?
Now, you know what I mean? Like if this was 1997, they'd put some ice on it and tell him he's working 3 shows this week in Saskatoon or some shit.
Well, that's true too. But times have changed. Real quick, I want to run down SmackDown.
Yeah.
Biggest story of the night. We got the official return to the SmackDown roster of Matt Cardona. And I am so happy it's not Zack Ryder that he's going to do the Matt Cardona deal. I'm happy for him and Chelsea. They get to travel together and be on the same show. Matt Cardona's worked his ass off to make it back, and I'm happy for him. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
100%.
That was great. I love the beginning of SmackDown where Miz interrupts the very beginning. Talks about how he's tired of people talking about his tiny balls. And then Orton makes his return and just gives him an RKO. Odd placement of the return of Orton. But I'm glad to see Orton's back. Now the question is, what the fuck are you going to do with him? I can't imagine they're going to now put him in a feud with Miz. But I guess anything's possible.
Well, he told what he wants. He told Cody Rhodes he wants to be in the title hunt.
Yeah, so this might be an idea of like clearing out, not necessarily challengers, but like building up Randy Orton with enough wins against talent with a name to
turn heel.
To at least get him to the point where you're like, oh, Randy didn't just come back and demand a title shot. Like he actually beat up a bunch of people first and kind of earned the title shot. But yeah, I think the heel turn should. Why has it not happened yet? Cody's been back for 3-4 years. We haven't had Randy Orton evolution, or no, not evolution. Legacy. The tension between them. I mean, there was a whole 3-way match at WrestleMania 26.
When the time is right, you will know, and he will turn. It's
we're
coming.
Gonna know.
It's just a matter of when.
We're gonna get an RKO, right? Out of nowhere. Right. That's the moment.
And it needs to happen to Cody. I would love to see Randy get one more run with the belt, but I gotta tell you, you got this 3 stages of hell, which I want to talk about that for a minute. So we haven't had 3 stages of hell in a long time, right? So, okay, you kind of get excited, like this is something fresh because we haven't had it in a long time, right? So let's break down the 3 matches. So the first match is just a regular one-on-one match. What the fuck is that about? This is 3 stages of hell. The first match is going to be a regular singles match. You talk about Dusty Rhodes. Why didn't you make it a bull rope match or something tied to Dusty? It's just a regular one-on-one match. You talk about all the times the ref has screwed you over, but you're putting yourself in a match that solely depended on the ref. And then match 2 is what was match 2? What did they announce for match 2? Do you remember? I know the third one is a cage if we get to the third, which
Falls
we always
Count
get to
Anywhere.
the third. Okay, so Falls Count Anywhere, and
Second
then you
one is
have
Falls Count Onion.
and then the
Yeah.
cage. So obviously we're gonna get all three. We're gonna get the cage, but I thought the first match is just weird for the 3 stages of hell. I do like how Drew is doing everything he can to get Cody to snap, burning his picture with his dad and just talking all this shit. But god damn it, Drew McIntyre better win this fucking match.
Oh, come on. You
Oh
think
my God,
there's
bro.
no
He has
we've been
to.
through this
He
before.
has to I think he has to win.
He has to win. You
He
can't
has
keep
to
doing
win.
this. You can't keep putting him in a position to lose.
Is he
At
really
some
gonna
point,
be
he's got to
Razor
win.
Ramon? Is he really going to be Razor Ramon?
I really think he wins. I think
Yes.
he's going over. I do.
I here is my prediction. They're gonna do. Is it Hell in a Cell or a cage match? It's an
Cage
actual.
match.
It's a
They didn't say Hell in a
Cage.
So cage match means
Yep.
there could be shenanigans where he could escape the cage before Cody or fall through the ring and land in a hole or some stuff. But here's the deal. They've been running a finish with Cody and Drew on the house shows that is Cody setting up a table in the ring and then doing like a superfly splash onto Drew. So that can only be in the Falls Count Anywhere or the cage match. It's not going to be in the first fall. I think Drew wins the first fall by disqualification because he finally gets Cody to go over the edge and hit him with a low blow or attack the ref or bring in a weapon or a belt or a watch or some shit. So Drew's going to win the first regular fall by DQ. Cody's going to win the Falls Count Anywhere that everyone expects Drew to win. And then we're going to go to the cage. Now, this finish that they've been doing with the table could be the finish that they do for the Falls Count Anywhere match. Or, this was a theory floated online, the finish to the final fall in the cage match, it's tied 1-1, is Cody putting Drew on a table and doing the superfly splash from the top of the cage and pinning him. Which would be, they might as well get out a fucking shovel at that point.
Drew's got to win.
If he doesn't
gotta
win,
win.
he's dead. If he doesn't win, he should go to Japan or AEW or TNA or something, man. He's cooked.
I mean, you
retired.
can't keep losing. Eventually, you've
Retired.
got to get the win. It's got to
This
happen.
fucker has to go if he can't fucking win, bro. Like, what is he doing?
But here's the thing: if he wins it, Cody's just gonna win it back at the Elimination Chamber or the Royal Rumble because Cody.
That's fine. That's
has to-
fine. It resets Drew's clock
Yeah.
of losing every world title opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, something's got to give for the fucking guy.
I mean, listen.
He's
I
one of your
absolutely-
best heels. I mean, he's doing a great job selling the shit out
And
of the story.
I agree with you, but the booking of him does not give me faith that the next phase of his career is WWE champion. Like, it just doesn't give me good feeling. Like, precedent has been set. They don't book this guy the right way.
Right. If history serves right, like it's we know this story. We've seen it before.
Unless they realize how badly they've screwed up and they're like, okay, this is, like Steve said, a reset back to zero for Drew. I'm all for it. I would love for Drew to win. I just think, man, I just don't think it's going to happen. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen, dude.
Drew's got to win. You had Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, and Last Legend versus Relo, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte, which obviously led to Rhea and Io last night. But that was a great match. You had Sami Zayn cut another great promo. Obviously, he's going to get a push for the world title this year. We had the debut of Trick Daddy Williams, who got one of the loudest pops of the night. And he'll be in action next week. So that'll be great to see. You had Carmelo Hayes versus Johnny Gargano in a great match for the U.S. title. We all obviously expected Carmelo to retain, which he did. And then you had the most disappointing part of the night, where Chelsea Green has lost the title back to Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know what? This could just mean bigger and better things for Chelsea.
That's what I'm thinking too. I feel like
I
she's
have
gotta
a
go
feeling
for
this is
world
going to
title.
push her for the world title.
Absolutely.
Yep. She's ready. She is ready. She is so over, no matter which way, heel or face. Because even as a heel, she gets cheered. I think she's ready for that women's world title. And then the main event, first time we've had an ambulance match in a long time. Damian Priest, Aleister Black. Here's what I will say. I thought that match was fantastic. I enjoyed everything about it. They had a bunch
Yeah,
of
I
big
don't
spots
understand
in
why they
that
did
match.
that.
I thought it was great. I loved all the big spots.
I hope so.
one-
Absolutely.
I think Cat, you're like lagging behind by like 10, 15 seconds.
The one thing I did not like is that
Thank you.
Aleister. The one thing I did not, I just muted her mic. The one thing I did not like is Aleister Black losing again. Like, when the fuck is Aleister going to win a match? I think he's won one match since he returned.
And this was the guy that didn't want to put anybody over in AEW. As soon as that fucking direct deposit hits, these WWE guys change their tunes so quickly.
It's amazing how that works, isn't it?
It's freaking and I mean look at Rusev. For years WWE, AEW, big Rusev guy. Then I know he didn't really, he wasn't agreeing with Tony's ideas or pitches or whatever, so he stopped. He brought his wife in. It didn't really work. She ended up with Andrade for some reason. He came, excuse me, he came back with a lot of hype, and then they just did. I like him. I don't know, maybe as getting older, maybe he's lost a step in the ring. I don't know, but like
I think there's only one way at this point you save Rusev.
Rusev Day.
You take another run at Rusev Day. You still get the Rusev Day chance. So I think that's his only saving grace. But to do what you've been doing with him, you're wasting his talent. You're wasting his talent. And quite honestly, I mean, Aleister Black, even though he's been losing, his matches have been great. And I love that they put him and Zelina together. But he's got to win. Like, he can't lose every week. So now...
This sounds exactly like when we were talking about Karrion Kross.
Yeah, right? It's crazy, but it's true. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. And we are right at the top of the hour. The only other thing, we have Unreal Season 2 coming in a couple weeks. I know there's a lot of mixed reactions to the series, that it gives too much away. Some of the secrets, the magic that is behind the scenes. But it is captivating. And I thought Season 1 was great. And I'm looking forward to Season 2. So we'll see. That's going to be on Netflix in a couple weeks. Other than that, anybody have anything else they want to add as we reach the top of the hour?
I was going to throw it to Al or Kat. If Kat wants to, if you unmute Kat and then we all stay quiet for a second, she can get her point out and then we can.
Oh no, yeah, I do got something to say. I was just waiting for everybody to not finish. Fuck Goldberg.
There we go.
It's about time.
Yeah, man.
And now, do you want to go to Kat? Let's go to Kat.
She's unmuted.
I didn't even have a point. I was just trying to tell everybody my Wi-Fi was fucking up before. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. But that's okay.
we figured that out. All right. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the top of the hour.
Oh, you put it in the chat. I just didn't check it. Okay. Well, yeah, that'll do it. We're going to pack it up for right now. Thank you guys for tuning into the War Report After Dark. We broadcast live on Facebook and YouTube, so whichever you were on today, just come back 9 p.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday, next week, for another edition of the War Report After Dark. If you go to Facebook, if that's your preferred platform, type Tag Me a Date in the search bar. Like the page, and our live streams will go right into your news feed. If you're on YouTube, type Tag Me a Date in the search bar, and you will get our channel. Hit subscribe and the notification bell, and that will notify you when we go live. It'll send it right to your phone or your tablet. And you can also follow us on social media at Tag Me a Date with no spaces, all one word, on Twitter/X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc. If you want to follow us on TikTok, it is TikTok/The War Report Podcast, and that's all one word with no spaces. If you would prefer an audio version instead of a video version of the podcast, you can go to your favorite podcast app like Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts. Type in The War Report, type in Tag Me a Date, hit that search button. You'll see the icon that's in the top right-hand corner, and you will also see in the description, it mentions Steve, Vince, etc. You will know it's us by the images and the description. Just hit that subscribe button, and we will send that MP3 of this live show over to the podcast apps, sometime by Wednesday. And we are always ready to clip up a show and upload the MP3 to the podcast apps, and that'll do it. Because if you're taking it to the gym or whatever, all you got to do is subscribe. It puts the MP3 right in your phone. You can take it with you on the road or whatever, and that'll do it. We'll be back next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, for another edition of the War Report After Dark. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. Have a good one, everybody.